Hi everyone, my name is Edgar Olivo and welcome to Energize Your Business, a weekly live business podcast where we get to talk about leadership and tools for you to grow as a professional or even grow as a business owner. Every week I invite some friends, some amazing friends that I know you're going to pick up some great tips from, who will inspire you, motivate you, and of course, you better grab your pen and paper as I do right now, because with every guest I walk out feeling more motivated than when we started the segment. So today, what we're going to be talking about in the first segment is about self-doubt in leadership. What are some of those skills that we can pick up to get over that thought process that tells us, no, you can't do it, when we know we can? And so who we have as a guest is Rita Hudgens. She is a transformational coach. She has her own practice called Transform You. She works with executives and she works with entrepreneurs, giving them those tools and tips to overcome the self-doubt, strategize their next step, and of course, clarify what their vision and mission is. I can't tell you how proud I am of Rita, because I have watched her evolve, I've watched her grow, and I've been a part of her business as well. And she's also coached me, so I can't wait for you to hear what she has to say. So stay tuned. And also make sure you comment and you share this video. This is going to be a juicy one, so you don't want to miss out. Rita, it's so wonderful to have you on our show. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Edgar. It's always wonderful seeing you.
And Rita, we've known each other now for a couple of years, and I'm always so inspired by the work that you do, because you have such a light, such a way of helping people. I'm really curious about your journey, how you got to this point where you're now helping other executives and other entrepreneurs achieve their dreams and achieve their goals through your methodology. You've written books now, you've written curriculum, you've got Transform University, you've got a lot of great things that I'm sure your life has taken you to this moment to help others. Tell us about that. Tell us about that.
Well, thank you for your kind words. And I was a late bloomer. I was a stay-at-home mom. I homeschooled my children. I had gotten married very young. And so when I found myself divorced in my mid-50s, not knowing what in the world I was going to do, I had to find a course.
Yeah.
Plus, I had gone through a deep depression. And so I had to overcome that. There were many things I had to overcome.
Yeah.
My youngest son and I moved in with my mom at the time, which was a very humbling, very humbling thing to have to do. But one of the fortunate things that I found was I had gone to the library, taken my son to the library, and I saw one of your flyers, and it was a one-page business plan. I go, I need that.
That's amazing. That was during that time.
It was during that time.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. You said late bloomer. In my mind, I'm thinking to myself, God's time is perfect.
Yeah. Always.
Always. So this is the time. This is the
Yes.
time. So tell me, so that's where the universe brought you and I together, right? And I'm just so proud of where you've taken your business and just the amount of motivation that you give us. That comes from those lessons that you've learned, right? Those
Yes.
pieces in your journey. What would you say, because the topic of today is how do we overcome self-doubt? You mentioned depression. I've experienced depression myself, maybe multiple times in our life. Many people don't know that, but I think we're not, I don't know if we're there in society yet. I think we should be, to be able to be comfortable to talk about that, because it's a human experience. And the other day I posted, learning the difference between being tired and being drained with the things that you love. And you work with a lot of people who are going through similar challenges, right?
Absolutely.
So tell me, what do you think causes that self-doubt, that voice that's really annoying? And how do we talk to that voice to help us keep going?
Yes. The number one thing that I see in people and in myself, I'm just being 100% honest, is that self-doubt. I like to call it the imposter syndrome.
That's very real.
It's very real.
Very real.
And we believe the imposter syndrome, and many times it comes from our childhood, things that we have perceived. I don't always want to say it's things that were said to us, but it's things that we perceived, and perception is reality.
Right.
So I have my clients go through what I call their FOO story, F-O-O, family of origin story. Okay, so
good point.
you're behaving like this right now. How old were you when that started?
Right.
And so,
What's your earliest memory of that?
yes, okay, you were 10.
Yeah.
You're 30 now.
Yeah.
So your 10-year-old self is acting this out because that's what you still believe. So it's
That's your point of reference.
That's their point of reference. So it's coming to what is reality. And a lot of that, you have to do the work, Edgar. You have to find out who you are, what your values are, what your needs are, how your personality is driven.
Right.
And so it's just know thyself.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit more about imposter syndrome. What does that mean? For those who've never heard that before, what does that mean? What does imposter syndrome mean?
Well, I'm sure some of you out there have this and believe this, but the imposter syndrome is believing people might find out who I really am, and then they're not going to like me, or they're not going to respect me, because we've believed these lies that we're not enough, that we're not good enough. And I have coached executives at very high levels deep down inside have the imposter syndrome, and a lot of times that's what drives people. It's it's their motivator, and it may have gotten them somewhere, but they still believe they're going to get caught. They're going to get found out.
That's so fascinating. I've explored the topic of imposter syndrome a lot, and I think you and I have talked about this because your practice focuses on developing a warrior inside, right? The warrior. Tell me what the warrior is.
Warrior.
What is that?
Yes. When we think of warrior, most of the time, top of mind, we think of our military, our veterans,
our heroes.
Our heroes, our first responders.
Yeah.
But all of us have our inner warrior.
Yeah.
It is that person inside of us that can make those tough decisions, that can pull themselves out of the self-doubt, out of the obstacles.
With the skills that you develop for yourself.
Yes.
Right? That's becoming a warrior.
Yes, but see, people will say, well, I just wasn't born that way.
Oh.
And, I tell them, nobody is.
Nobody is.
You know how warriors...
You're born like a blank page.
Yes. Edgar, do you know how warriors are made?
How are warriors made?
Warriors are forged in the fire. Warriors are forged in the fire of setbacks.
That's right.
Of adversity.
That's right.
And of discouragement.
Right.
That's where warriors are forged.
Yeah. And we admire warriors who've made it or overcame difficult situations because you wonder, could I get through that? Would I be able to handle that? And if someone else is able to get over that, that's who we would refer to as a warrior. Another thing that I want to talk about, because you said the imposter syndrome is everywhere. It is everywhere. It manifests itself in one form, shape, or another, but it tends to manifest. When does it tend to manifest? I think it manifests, from my personal experience, during moments of great achievement.
Yes, absolutely. Because people think, I don't deserve to be here. How did this happen? Oh, I got lucky. And so, and lots of times it also manifests itself when we have to stretch out of our comfort zone.
That's right.
And I don't like telling people you've got to leave your comfort zone, because why would you leave your comfort zone? We need our comfort zone, but you can learn to expand your comfort zone. And you do that by taking little steps outside. They're scary. And they fill us with terror. I have experienced so many stretchings, and each and every time the imposter syndrome comes up, the self-doubt comes up, and I think, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to do this. And what if people find out that I'm really not that good?
Right, yeah. So how should one talk to themselves? How should one, when you're going through that, one of the things that helps me, and I'll share this with you too, and we have these conversations all the time, so make sure you have your pen and paper and you're taking notes. But one of the things that I tell myself when these negative voices start to pop in my head, I either compartmentalize and say, look, you live in this little box. You're going to stay there. I don't need you right now. But then also, there is nothing that anyone can say that I haven't already said to myself. So then that's kind of like my own little force field to protect me from any negative influence, because I have to be careful about the thoughts. I look at my brain as a garden. And the thoughts are like the flowers or the weeds, right?
Absolutely.
Do you want more flowers or do you want more weeds in your mind, right? What skills or what strategies should we be thinking about from your perspective? Because building a warrior is a very intentful process. Changing your comfort zone is a very intentful process, right? How does a coach come in to help someone do that? How does your service come in?
I totally believe in strength-based coaching to where my clients know what their strengths are. So when you are experiencing the self-doubt, you go back to, hopefully you're journaling, you go back and say, wait, what are my strengths in this area?
Make an inventory of your strengths.
Make an inventory of your strengths, and you have skills, you have talents, and you have certain tendencies.
That's right.
And so make an inventory, because you have to, it's like being in court.
Right.
These voices are coming at you, and you have to defend yourself.
You do?
You do. And so it's like,
a great
okay,
analogy.
yeah, it's okay, I'm in court, and I'm going to defend myself.
Yep.
You know what? No, because
Make a case.
Make a case for yourself. What are your strengths?
I like that.
What are your skills?
I like that.
What are your talents? And those are things people can tell you, but you don't believe them. You don't believe it until you own it.
That's right.
It's great to have people validate you.
Yeah.
But
That's the value of a coach.
Yes.
I'm telling you. Having someone outside be your mirror, right, and pull out from you is so important, so valuable.
Yeah.
What else were you going to say?
So, well, I was going to say in my own life, like thank God, I just reached professional status as a speaker.
Hey!
Thank you. But it was a scary journey.
I remember.
It was a scary journey. And a few months ago, I was going to speak at Conscious Capital in Tempe.
Yeah.
In front of event
Brian?
planners. Yes,
Yeah,
in front of event planners and influencers. And I had a meltdown before. It was the imposter syndrome. What if people find out who I really am? I can't do this. What made me think? I'm this little homeschool mom. What made me think I could do this? And I was
my
crying.
goodness.
And I said, I can't do this. I'm not going to do this. And then I go, wait a minute. I know who I am.
Yep.
And I started writing down, okay, I am called to encourage people.
love it.
That's a gift.
That's it.
That's a strength
That's
of
it.
mine. I am a very strong teacher. That's a strength of mine.
Yep.
I have a powerful
That's right.
message that can impact
right.
people's lives.
That's right.
And my son, my 20-year-old son, came into the room. He goes, Mom, what's the matter? And I said, I'm not going to be any good. And he goes, why are you doing it? Are you doing it for yourself, or are you doing it because you have something to say? And I said, because I have something to say.
Right.
And he goes, that's all you need. And he walked out.
Shout out to your son. Hello. Thank you for saying that to Rita. That's
Thank you,
amazing.
Rod. And then later
Wow.
on, he sent me a little picture of when he was like 2 years old, and I was waking him up because I always woke up my children saying, good morning, world changers. It's time to change the world.
I love that.
And that's what I'm doing now.
That's what you did.
That's what I
it
did.
coming back to you.
And that's what I'm doing now to people is I'm waking them up.
Oh, that warms my heart.
Waking them up to their strengths,
Yeah.
waking them up to all the possibilities,
Yeah.
but waking them up to their potential.
Yeah, and now you're doing it through your business. Now you're doing it with people who are now coming to you and flocking to you because you have that gift, and that's the seed that you planted with your son. Now it's fully blossomed. Isn't that amazing?
Thank you. It is so amazing.
That's amazing.
When you look at the threads of
Yeah.
life, how our life is woven together, we see all these things that don't add up,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, everything's starting to add up.
You can embrace it too. You can embrace it and find meaning for it, and just put it when you need it. Put it where you need it. All right, we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk more strategy and more skill. Don't go anywhere. Make sure you share this video. I'm gonna show you some programs that we have here at Compass CBS. If you're interested in taking some classes with us, I'm also, of course, I'm gonna have all of Rita's information in our video, and of course, send us your comments, send us your hellos. If you want to connect with us, we're more than happy to keep the conversation going. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hi, my name is Edgar Oliva. I'm the founder and senior business trainer of Compass CBS. Today I want to give you 5 reasons why you should take Microsoft courses with us. Over 80% of companies are now using Microsoft and require it as a skill. You'll be more productive and produce better results for your clients. You'll earn more money over the span of your career. You'll work faster and improve your quality of work. And it opens the door to many more possibilities. We have highly trained and certified bilingual experts ready to help you achieve your professional goals. Call us at 602-759-0553 or register on our website. See you at Compass CBS. And we're back. Thank you so much for hanging in there with us. Today we're talking to Rita Hudgens. She is a transformational coach. She's been sharing with us her journey to get to this point where she's now using her skills and her life experiences to help other executives get ahead and overcome that self-doubt and develop warriors. That's what you do. You build warriors because you're a warrior yourself. I recognize that in you, and I can see the strength emanate in the words that you say. And of course, the story that you just shared with us of the moment that you had before you got up on that stage, I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that, right? What do they say about public speaking? They say that
It's number
people,
one fear.
people would rather die than go and speak in public,
Yes.
right? Because fears, was it death is the second, public speaking is number one? I don't understand this.
Why I signed up for that, I don't know.
But that's an example of how you put into practice what you believe in, how the skills that you've been learning, because you're an accredited coach through the ICF. You've done a lot of John Maxwell training. You are prepared. You have everything that you need. So tell me, who should come to you? Who are the type of clients that you like to work with?
The type of clients that actually find me, they are usually frustrated, overwhelmed entrepreneurs or extremely busy executives.
How does that affect their business? How does that affect what they do?
Well, it
that
affects
feeling of frustration.
it affects every area of their life because they can't get focused. They can't find clarity, even though it may be right in front of them, because there's too many things. And our brain only has a certain bandwidth before we just say, forget this.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Right.
And so it's just, it really is something that gnaws on people.
Yeah, and so they come to you. You take them through a process. What would be what is an example of a process with you when we hire a coach? Because I think a lot of people don't understand what the relationship is between a coach when you bring on a coach, or when I need to get a coach, right?
Yeah.
There's the back to the imposter syndrome or the martyr syndrome that I like to say. Oh, I'll do this myself. I'll take care of it myself. Well, really, there are moments in life where we need to reach out to someone to help us.
Right.
Right. So what would be a process of working with you? What's that process like?
Well, the first thing I do is I just have a conversation with people.
Get to know them.
Get to know them and see if we're a fit, and find out exactly what they want to get when they graduate from coaching.
Right.
So we develop an overarching agreement.
Yeah, because there is a graduation point.
There is a graduation point. See, that's what I love about coaching. Coaching works so quickly, and people have a lot of success pretty quickly because especially the people who come to me, they want change.
Yeah.
And if you want it, you're going to get it.
Yeah, you have to want it.
You have to want it.
You have to want it.
Many times I will have either a parent or I'll have someone else call and say, oh, I would really like to hire you for my son or for my employee. But if they are not willing to do the work, it's a waste of their money.
That's half of the battle, right? I mean, when you come to a coach, you have to want this so bad, and the coach is going to get you there faster. They accelerate the process even further because that feeling of frustration, that feeling of self-doubt, you have someone validating your strengths, you have someone validating your skills, someone listening to you and making sense of it for you. It goes beyond like therapy and counseling and things like that. This is more of a focus on an area of your life that can be developed, right?
Yes. And I always have my clients keep their big vision in mind. And most of them come to me because they want freedom. Yeah. They want freedom, whether that freedom is a state of mind from the self-doubt, or whether the freedom is to have a business that gives them income, that they can travel and do all the things that they want to do, or just have freedom in a relationship. But they want that freedom. So I hold, many times they can't do it for themselves, but I hold their vision for them, and I remind them of their why they're doing it.
And you help them nurture that vision, right? It's so easy for us to just squander it if we don't feel like we're moving forward. It's so easy to just disregard it, but a coach says,
you're not getting away with that.
Yeah, you're not getting away with that, because that was important for you to come to me with in the first place.
That's right. And that's a difference between hiring a coach and then having a trusted friend that you can brainstorm, which is great, and talk to. But usually your friend is not going to hold you accountable.
No, they're going to be nicer.
They're going to be much nicer. I'm not saying I'm mean, but it's you know what?
Example.
You know what? I love my clients. My clients are not clients. They're like family.
Yeah.
I get in the trenches with them. If I see something on YouTube, I'll email it to them because it pertains to them. I want their absolute best. And so many times, sometimes it's asking that hard question. Wait a minute. We've been here before. What's going on with this?
Right.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Talk it out to work it out. Talk to someone who is an expert in personal development, someone who is gathering research from all of the top experts around the world. You're an avid reader. You're
Yes.
also a writer.
Yes.
We got to celebrate the launch of your book together. Tell us about your book.
The ebook is
Yes.
The Rise of a Warrior.
The Rise of a
And
Warrior.
it's the 5 pillars of a warrior's life. And it was, you helped me so much through that.
I'm so proud of
Edgar.
that.
Thank
I'm
you.
so proud of that. Yeah.
Thank you. And basically, you know a little bit of my story. And my mom was orphaned by the time she was 10. My dad stormed the beaches of Normandy.
Wow.
So I came
Wow.
from really strong warrior genes, but I was anything but a warrior.
Wow.
I lived scared my whole life. I questioned myself. I didn't believe in myself. But sometimes you are just thrown into this absolute tornado, and you're either going to sink or swim.
Right.
And one of the things that kept me going, number one is my faith. Number two is my kids. I wanted them to look back and
Yeah.
say, hey, you know what? When they go through things in life, you know what? Mom did this at this point.
Yeah.
I can do this.
That's it. That is it. I think when moms can achieve their dreams, moms in particular, it sends such a profound message to the offspring. It's if mommy can do it, so can I.
Right, right.
I think that's a wonderful message.
And so there were so many times when I wanted to just quit, just wanted to give up, not just pursuing, starting my own business, but just quit my attitude and just say, this is too hard.
Yeah.
I can't have a growth mindset.
Yeah.
I can't be optimistic.
Yeah.
Life is too hard and it's
Right.
beating me up.
Right.
It's like, no, wait a minute.
Uh-huh.
Somebody's watching me.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to give my kids a negative role model.
Right.
So
That's
I
wonderful.
had to, wipe the tears, wash your face,
Yeah.
pick up your bootstraps, and you go for another day.
Yeah, and I think that's a wonderful message to have. You start influencing where you can influence, and then the rest starts to naturally work
Yeah.
itself out.
Yeah, and that's what I tell people when they want to start a business, but they don't know where or what to do. I go, what do you have in your hands?
Yeah.
What's right in front of you?
Yeah.
Because usually you've been prepared for that, been preparing
Oh,
your
yeah.
whole life.
I
You
believe that
just don't know
100%.
it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Life does give you what you need. You just need to be aware that you have it.
Yeah. And it's that self-awareness. And that's what coaching is very
Yes.
powerful at creating self-awareness.
Yeah.
You don't know what you don't know.
That's right.
And
That's
so
right.
how can you make any decisions
Yeah.
if you don't know it?
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. I have 4 different assessments and I use with my clients to
Okay.
help create that
Okay.
awareness.
Yeah.
Because many times people, their behavior is driven by these decisions, whether it's unmet needs or whether it's a value that is not lining up in their life, but they don't know it because they don't know that they have that value.
Yeah. Yeah. So where can we get more information to work with Rita and engage with Transform University? Tell us where we can find
Yes,
you.
you can find me on my website, which is transformuniversity.net.
Okay. I'll make sure to put that information right here.
Yes, and I'm also on Instagram.
Okay.
I'm on Twitter.
Follow her because she is so motivational. I mean, it's like the right type of juice you want in the mornings. Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Rita, thank you so much for coming. This is
Edgar,
not the
thank
last.
you.
I'm definitely going to be bringing Rita back because you have so much wisdom and knowledge to share.
Thank you.
And I appreciate all the work that you're doing. Keep it up.
Thank
Keep
you,
doing a good
Edgar.
job.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
And there you have it, a wonderful conversation with our dear, dear friend and colleague, Rita Hudgens of Transform University. We talked about her professional journey and how her life experiences shaped her to be this amazing transformational coach, now helping entrepreneurs and executives clarify what it is that they want to achieve in their life and find that freedom. I think it's so important to endorse coaching as a service that you could use and benefit from greatly, because having that external person take inventory with you of the skills and the strengths that you have, I promise you, will pull you forward. I mean, all you have to do is just look at Rita's story and just watch how she's doing it for other people. And also, make sure that you connect with Rita on social media. She's got a lot of great motivational resources that you can find. She has amazing blogs. Every time she puts one out, I just gobble it up as fast as I possibly can because she writes so many amazing things. Make sure you share and comment this video. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. We'd love to hang out with you on the comment section. That's why we pre-record these episodes, so that we can have the conversation with you while we're watching. And of course, share this video with all your friends and colleagues who you think need to hear this message that Rita had to say about the imposter syndrome and getting over the self-doubt. Every week, we'll bring you another guest, so make sure you stay tuned on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. My name is Edgar Olivo. Thanks again for hanging out with us on Energize Your Business.